Right, let's talk top 14 and Pro D2. We had a full complement of fixtures. There's more coming up this weekend, even though the November tests are starting. But it is there were some beatdowns in the top 14. There is people losing jobs in the top 14. We're going to cover off all of that. Joe Wesley, where shall we start? Well, what I mentioned beatdowns. Clermont absolutely let rip.
I think on 50 minutes, it was like 21-14 on 50 minutes. And then the final part of the game, my God, they absolutely obliterated Cass. Like scoring 40 points in 25, 30 minutes. Incredible. Because Cass scored an amazing try. Like amazing. Like maybe the try of the weekend, I could say. It was incredible. It was brilliant. With Mecca diving over at the end and then going a bit messy on us at the end, but it was. And then after that, it was just a demolition. I've not seen so many maul tries in one match. Clermont line-out maul coach is going to be playing with himself at night, watching that. Definitely over and over.
And the little gaps that were left for Baptiste Chono, but with that power game, the little gaps around the breakdown as well.
Yeah,
they were just. It was calm.
Anytime you leave him space, any of those French nines, but especially him, he's just a pocket rocket. Powerhouse, aggressive, just smashing through. And just a small hole and boom. And he rode over his opposition nine, Fernandez, just left him in a pile on the floor and scored. Yeah,
and then, the other team that were on the end of a bit of a hiding was, there's a few actually, I don't know where to start. Let's go to Lyon, because, I mean, Vinacolo doing Vinacolo things again.
Yeah, he started the season off really well, but after he scored, La Rochelle just went La Rochelle from European Cup winning La Rochelle on them. It wasn't magic kind of attacking play like they've been trying to develop, but they went back to their crushing ability to dominate the opposition, dominate territory, get loads of opportunities in the 22 and maul the crap out of it and smash you over the line. So they went back to that and they just did it so well. Lyon, rumours around Lyon as well. Maybe there's some changes afoot there. We can talk about changes afoot. It's that point of the season now. Towards the end of the first block, a defeat like that, certain undercurrents haven't been going on too well. People aren't happy. Some of the players aren't happy. There might be changes there if they carry on that dynamic.
Just one interesting one to point out on the La Rochelle game as well is Paul Boudahont playing in the second row.
Yeah, he's done that a bit though. He's done that a fair bit. And honestly, his profile is a bit second row, back row. I think the way he plays rugby. Now, I think for France, I'm not sure that would happen. You've got Taufafina and Miafout, who are going to be the guys going for it. Even those two might not be starting. They might go for Aradou and Flamand.
You've got Guillard as well, who can wear the number 4 jersey.
I think he's going to be behind them in the second row stakes, that's for sure. And obviously with the scrum issue, maybe you're going to see two giant men picked, one starting, one coming on.
Yeah. That was the win for La Rochelle, and then I really enjoyed the tight, tense matchup in Paris against Section Paloise, who very nearly did exactly what they did last week with a last minute try to sneak it.
Yeah, they really are playing quite well this year. Listen, Racing have surprised us all. They've done really well, but this is their game. That's going to be the level of their game for the season, fighting for everything, getting over the line this time. But as the teams who are more ambitious develop throughout the year, they'll continue getting better. Teams like Po are going to get better and better, be more able to score and develop a more all-round game. I might leave Racing behind a bit. I don't want to take anything away. Racing are doing really, really well, considering the changes they've had over the summer. But Po are showing signs of a team that's definitely going to be in the playoffs, and if they carry on developing, they still need to develop a lot. They could maybe even be someone who could get to semis, and who knows from there.
That first try was really cool. It was the two Englishmen combining, Grondidier from Bromley and with a little chip, and Gaetan from Croydon.
South London's finest, going into Paris and scoring an incredible try. Yeah, it was. They've scored so many tries like that at the moment this year. They're pretty stunning, but it's also a reflection of how much better Racing, how much motivated they are, and how well they defend and kick. That they didn't give that many opportunities to Po. Like you say, there was one at the end to nick it. They'd have gone from one point to 5 points, wouldn't they? If they got that over the line, because Racing only knocked over penalties.
Yeah, and that's it. And no Joe Simmons for Po, and they missed both their conversions, and there were no penalties taken in the 80 minutes. And then Hugo Sunez knocking over 5 pens. He's now in the French squad with Matthew Jalabert.
And he's a
having
small
pulled
child.
out.
I mean, when you look at that kid, he's like a kid taking a penalty, isn't he? He's,
Yeah,
what do they say, 60-something kilos? Or something ridiculous like that. He can't be
Yeah, it's
60
mad.
something. I want to Google that. That can't be right.
it says here he's 80 kilos. Well, the
80.
thing I'm looking at. So that's like 13 stone, though, isn't it? So it's no weight at all.
Baby face.
Deary me. So yeah, Racing, fair play. They are motivated. They are doing well, and Po nearly did it again. They're definitely going to be contenders for the playoffs, as Joe mentioned. The other Paris club, Stade Francais.
Before Tim, we go away from Racing.
Yeah,
They're playing this year. They're having to play some of their games in that old stadium.
they're
Racing,
moving back there. They're planning to move back there permanently. I think they're going to redevelop it and make it. I think it was even described. They're going to make it more like an English club stadium.
Okay.
Is what the president said.
Get rid of the athletics track, build more close to the pitch, I guess.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, okay, because they're really wound up about not having their home venue all the time. They have to go a third of the games every year. They have to go and play somewhere else. And
Yeah, they play up in Lille quite often, don't they?
miles away sometimes, because they're playing in an incredible stadium. For anyone who doesn't know, called the Arena in La Défense, and it is.
I love that place.
It's an indoor stadium. One end's just screens, and it's an awesome venue. They're still going to play there, though, right? A little bit.
What I understand is no, they're going to be moving back and redeveloping the old place and making that their home. I will be gutted if they don't. I think La Défense is just making so much cash as a music venue that, and they're having to, as you say, for that reason, they're having to move away so much. They want a dedicated home. But La Défense is amazing. The best bit about it is full-time whistle goes, get on the pitch, have a beer, stand in the 22 and have a beer.
DJ, it becomes a club, doesn't it?
It's awesome. I love it.
With an amazing sound system. Yes, I'm not sure how they're going to recreate that at Colombe. And by the way, everyone, Colombe, Escape to Victory, the movie, Sly Stallone and Pele in the same movie. Yes, it happened. Sly Stallone and Pele.
I love it.
And Bobby Moore. I think Bobby Moore is in that as well, wasn't he?
He is.
Escape to Victory, where the football took on the Nazis and won, was based in that stadium. They're going to knock it down and make a English-style stadium out of it. Ironic.
There you go. The other Parisian club, Stade, they're doing all right. Paul Gustard's got them a bit of mojo, and they handed it to Montpellier.
Yeah, I think they were 35 up, right? Montpellier came back at the end, but they were well ahead. Nene's starting to light up.
Yeah.
14 a bit like he did in Pro D the last year. He looks like he could become a very good player. Stade Francais, yeah, but their scrum is incredible when you watch the penalties. Their maul's good. Perry Freshwater, the ex-England/Kiwi, he's English really, we could say, playing for England he got a couple of caps, went on tour with him. Great guy. He did great work at Perpignan. I think Perpignan are missing him. He's gone to Stade and he's sorted out their pack of fruit. They're playing really well. On top of what Guzzi's done around the whole of the setup. They're going good guns. They'll be interesting to watch them develop this year. They can get beyond just being ball breakers and become someone who creates more using Nene and players like that a bit more.
Yeah, you're right.
Montpellier a bit up and down as well.
You're definitely right to mention Nene. That's 5 appearances he's made in the top 14 and 4 tries. He looks electric. Thoroughly.
Rumours around Montpellier, around Billy might have to leave at the end of the season because of the wage cap. They can't get under it if he's staying apparently. So Japan or Newcastle are the rumours in France for Billy.
Wow.
He was loving it there, so I'm sure he'll be trying to stay, but we'll see.
Interesting. Now, this is the game that I enjoyed watching most, and it was on the multi-rugby. They occasionally cut away from it, but for the most part, I was able to watch Montauban get their first win in the top 14. And, well, I mean, actually, the big story since that game is off the field, where Perpignan have agreed to part ways with their head coach.
Yeah, so they had a couple of coaches who jumped ship a couple of weeks ago after the two defeats ago. But guys, Perpignan haven't won a game, haven't got a bonus point all season. They've got nothing. They're on 0.
They're on 0 points, yeah.
They're the worst. It's the worst position any team's ever been in after this many games. So they're in a hole. And Frank Azema's a wonderful man, loved like throughout the rugby world. There aren't many people like that. He's a really good coach as well. Great track record. But I think 2 years is just fighting, holding the club up, and then this as I don't sometimes to motivate the guys over 11 months, like we talked about, from pre-season to the end of the season, especially when you're fighting every year to stay up, is a tiring job, especially for the manager. And he's coaching as well, on top of trying to manage this. So I think it's a big ask, and I can understand exactly why he's decided to jump ship. Okay, Montauban did enough to win it though, right? I think they probably deserved it. It could have gone either way though. Perpy had a few opportunities, 3 or 4 in the 22, in that last 20 minutes, which they butchered them all. If one of those had gone over, it would have been interesting.
Yeah, Jerome Bosfiel did Jerome Bosfiel things and just kicked all his points, and they got 2 decent tries. And I mean, the target for Montauban at the start of the season would have been fight. Well, firstly, fight to give a good account of themselves and just scrap for every single point on offer. But the absolute upper limit of what I would imagine their plan was to finish 13th and have a shot of staying in through the access match. And they have a 7-point cushion, 8 games in. Long way to go.
Like you say, long way. This is a long season. After this many games in England, you're nearly halfway through, but in France, you're not nearly halfway through. You're far away from that. There's a long way to go and a lot of rugby to be played, and you don't know how things are going to swing. It's one of the joys of this league. Things can change. I love it. Poor Perpy. I mean, Bosfiel actually had a gambling addiction, it turns out, for a while. He came out with that.
He spent there was the pot of money that the team had as like some bonus or some like social fund or something like that.
In France, they have a habit of, you fine people for being late. All the rugby behaviours, if you get any of them wrong, there's like various ways of finding you. Everyone loves his wheel, like a wheel of fortune. Various things come up, and some of them are money orientated, some of them are just funny. And I'm trying to think one of the funnier ones we could talk about now. Yeah, just dressing in stupid stuff. Some people driving a dumb car in, another guy having to cook for the whole team at your house, things like that. Come up on the wheel, and other ones are financial, like €100, €50 on the wheel as well. At the end of the season, they take all that money and spend it on a team outing. Uber 1 year, it got to like €12,000 or something stupid. But at the end of the season, I think they didn't have any money for their party at Montauban because I think someone had a little flutter. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's obviously it's liberated him. At least kicking wise, and he's looking a lot happier in himself. He hasn't spent it on his teeth, though, has he? He didn't do that.
Big win for Montauban and Perpignan. We'll see what the next chapter in their coaching setup is. We'll find out about that. You mentioned already Romain Ntamak, who's going to, in another video we've got looking at the France-South Africa game and the November test more generally. Ntamak look like he's getting back to the Ntamak we know in that Toulouse victory. Heavy victory over Toulon. Yeah,
that Toulon live on their physicality, and Mignoni is about the fight. He's very organised. In the French scheme of things, he's pretty English, really. But he'll be so disappointed with that performance because Toulon just weren't there. They weren't in the fight. They weren't in the fight at all. Making loads of mistakes as well. It wasn't too one-sided for the whole game, but yeah, they're a team prides itself on collisions and being physical. They weren't good there. Toulouse, again, just some incredible moments. I felt they were just in third gear and just chipping away, and it just felt like an easy victory for them. And Ntamak, those crossfield kicks. I'm not sure. Jalibert is very good at it, but I'm not sure. I think Ntamak might be the best of those. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and just casually bringing Thomas Ramos, Capuozzo and co off the bench. It's 8 tries. Yeah, absolute beatdown. Like you say, just cruising to a win. And then Bordeaux, again, handed it to Bayonne. That on paper looked like it was going to be a pretty interesting game. And some of the attacking play of Bordeaux was outrageous.
I agree. I mean, the one try where missed touch off a penalty, Bayonne. It was 42,000 people going nuts at each of these amazing tries.
Oh, was this the beep beep try?
Yeah. So Jalibert catches it hanging over the touchline, throws a 30-40 metre pass, just an incredible 30-40 metre pass, immediately into masses of there's 3 players out there in masses of space, and as soon as you've got Peno, BB, all these players in space, there's only one outcome, which happened.
And Rayassi as well. That is the most lethal back three in the world. Rayassi, Peno, and BLBRA. It's unreal. So much fun to watch.
They are incredible. And I think, again, Luku bringing that competitive edge, the ability to kick, to play the niggly. We talked about France becoming a good pressure team, a much better pressure team. Honestly, Bordeaux, without Luku, don't look as disciplined when it comes to that pressure game as they do when he's there. And honestly, since he's joined that club, the club has become so much better. He joined as like nothing special from Bezier. He's just become the daddy. He's become the daddy. He's awesome. He is an awesome player. And honestly, I think he should be involved in the French squad all the time. I know Dupont, when he comes back, is going to be playing. But having Luku Dupont on the pitch sometimes wouldn't be a bad thing either. But for Bordeaux, he's so important. He is Le Petit Général. He is the man on the pitch. And I think he brings so much for that team. All that talent and incredible tries we see, a lot of that comes from pressure game situations where you give those guys one poor kick and bam, off they go.
Yeah. Let's turn our attention to Pro D2, and the big news there is, I mean, there's all sorts going on. What's going on at Perpignan? Coach changes. I mean, Brive. Questions are going to start being asked there, because to lose at home to Soyou-Angoulême, I mean, great win for them on the road, but after getting smashed by Agen last week, losing at home to Angoulême.
Yeah, I chatted to a few guys about it, and people are not happy. After getting smashed last week on the road, you want to come in. This is where you got to start thinking something's not right, because when you get smashed, you're at home against a team that hasn't won all year. You've got a budget that's nearly 3 times as big as theirs. You should be probably getting out there and doing a job on them. Listen, in the match, I think Brive would have had so many entries into the 22. Or, Angoulême scored from situations very quickly. They'd had far fewer opportunities, but it should never have been a contest. And at the end, it wasn't even a bonus point, a defensive bonus point for Brive. They're going to be pretty pissed this week about that, and we'll have to wait and see how they're going to react. Tough match away at Provence, so that's going to show their mettle for sure. You're going to see what they're about in Provence this week.
I don't just want to focus on the teams that are struggling, but Bezier, another team that are underperforming in the league.
Yeah, I mean, they're mid-table.
I think the rumour mill is starting already that there could be more changes. I mean, there has been changes in recent memory at Bezier, but
The Pierre Calais, the coach from last year, was very popular with sponsors and players. Kicking him out was already a big call from the management. Yeah, there's rumours apparently. Yeah, there's more changes afoot. We'll have to wait and see. Next week they've got Clermont at home. Clermont, an interesting team we're going to talk about shortly. Been playing really well this year, so again a test of their mettle. We'll have to see what happens there.
Yeah, well, we did say this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, that we're going to, Colomiers, who were top of the table, we're going to find out what they're made of when they play against Vannes, when they have to go to Bezier, when they...
after that, they got Provence, they got away at Oyo, they got like Grenoble, they got Brive, they're going to go there. They got a real tough... At the end of this block, we'll see what they're made of. Like, we're bigging them up, but again, you got to wait till they've played some bigger teams.
Yeah, and... Grenoble will want to start moving the right way. They've made their coaching changes. Again, a very popular coach. There's some themes cropping up here. The one team that look on the field and off the field just to be solid, pretty rock solid, is Vannes, who are now at the top of the table. And I think comfortably after the first block of games, they look the most complete outfit.
Yeah, I agree. Again, they're not lighting things up in attack. It's just we saw again how solid, how motivated they are. Just They've got a very simple game plan they can follow. They've got a good pressure game, good defence, and their set piece is pretty good. Those factors alone, with the motivation, the quality athletes they have and quality players they have, gets them these good results. Yes, I think they need to build up that attacking game. They need to be scoring more to develop something that could become a threat and to be a certainty to win the league and go through. They probably need to develop that attack a bit more for sure. And they're not after that staying in the top 14, for example. But they've got those basics there. They've got the basics there that they grew during that top 14 campaign that nearly kept them up to the ability to fight, not give anything up easily, have a decent pressure game and some decent set piece, and voila, there you go.
Live game Thursday night is Angoulême against Grenoble, and a massive confidence boost for Angoulême going away to Brive and getting a win, and they'll want to back that up.
Yeah, you saw the sidelines, Ruiz and others on the sidelines, they were literally nearly crying with joy. The pressure, winning your first game of the year away at Brive and no one expects it. That must have been a good bus ride home.
Yeah, and now they get to welcome Grenoble, who have only one win more, 4 wins, 4 defeats. They're underperforming from where they would imagine they would be. 10 points off Van. As we keep saying, a long way to go. That's going to be an absolute belter of a game, which you can catch live here on FR UK. So hit subscribe. Make sure you join us 8 p.m. UK and Ireland time for that live match. Live game every single week. We'll get underway just before 8 o'clock. So make sure you join us there.